Welcome back to Badlands Gun Dogs. In today's video, we're going to discuss e-collar conditioning. This is the third time I've tried to make this video. So Violet here has been wearing Sport Dog e-collar. You can get them for a couple $100. Whatever, at any sporting goods store. Okay, yep, we'll redirect the camera. I like the Sport Dog. It's relatively affordable. I guess I got these on Facebook Marketplace used. I think it was $50. I've tried 3 times to make this video and it just hasn't worked. Basically, Violet here. Hi. This grass is dry enough to sit on. We've getting a little bit of weather here lately. Violet is 5 months old now. Yep. Hi. And there are some behaviors that I'm gonna get rid of. One is whining. Yep. So what I was gonna try to show on the first time I recorded this video is that she will, while I'm feeding the other dogs or getting the other dogs ready, and maybe you'll remember from our very first Teach a Pup to Love Food video, in anticipation for their meal, basically the dogs are so excited that they just whine, or puppies are so excited they just whine, and Sage, up until about 3 days ago, was still no different. And I didn't really mind it because she was excited for her food. And now we're done with that. I mean, I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. So I use the e-collar, hi Sage, as a negative reinforcement psychological tool. I just use the shock from these collars as a way to prevent behaviors or discourage behaviors. Okay, a couple of things that I like the e-collar. It's such an awesome tool. You can achieve desired effects remotely and instantaneously, which is really the reason that I had a tough time shooting this video. Have been having a tough time shooting this video is because when I have been when I've been nicking, which is what you call a zap from the e-collar, when I've been nicking Violet, it's happened off camera because when she does something that I don't want her to do, I have to instantly, I guess, introduce those negative reinforcements, and I haven't been able to film it, so it just hasn't really worked out. Hi. I just wanted to show you how much they hurt. All right, you might have to just get out of here. Yeah, because you're just in the way. When I use the collar on this, I do not, for this Sport Dog e-collar, when I started with Ruby, how about you just chill out? Don't chew on that. You puppy. You puppy. I was afraid to use a strong reinforcement. And with Sage, and specifically Violet now, like I will not turn this under a 3. They've got to feel it. They've got to feel it. So I'm just going to try to demonstrate. Maybe. You can see that when I initiate a nick, yeah, chew on that rock, huh? That green light will pop up on both of them. So this is what a 3, Violet. Go on. Looks like when I give it to myself, I mean, nothing. It's nothing. There's hardly any stimulation there. 7, on the other hand, will hurt me a little bit. Oof. I shouldn't have even done that. It's not even so bad. 1 you can barely feel. The dogs will act like they feel it, you know. Let's see if you can see that. But there's no stimulation there. How's that rock taste? You goofball. So I'd say if you're afraid to hurt your dog with an e-collar, they don't make these things strong enough to hurt your dog anymore. I mean, they just don't. I want to hear her yelp because I want to know that she's feeling that pressure. So 3, and don't go lower. Maybe you don't have to do a 7, but 3 is, I mean, it's just, there's nothing there. Nothing. She'll yelp. But that's just them expressing themselves? Probably not much. I guess timing is important. So Violet has been wearing this for a month off and on to hear that beep function. Teaching her sit. I have a video, I guess, showing that. And she's pretty good. I mean, if I had this on her and beep, she sits. She's not quite as good as Sage or Ruby yet. Couldn't get her to sit probably if she was more than 10 yards away from me, but someday she'll be able to. Anyway, we've also been wearing the e-collar when we've been playing fetch. So she associates the e-collar, I guess up until a couple days ago, with a good time. What are you doing? Puppies. You guys are just disasters, aren't you? So I'm gonna put this on you. Maybe I can show this. Maybe I can't. I don't know. Give it. Sorry about this. Maybe I'll cut this out. You, come here. Okay. So when I put this on, and I mean, she's doesn't fight it, doesn't dislike it. I've got it on upside down. It doesn't matter if it's upside down. To someone with a little OCD like myself, I'm gonna put it on the correct way. I try to get the prongs into the soft part of their neck, underside of their neck. Hey. And I want it so tight that I can just stick one finger through it. And she's a pup. This still doesn't fit her very well. I mean, eventually maybe, it will. Okay, so the couple of things that I've already mentioned. I just have been using this tool to stop the whining. So it's been really easy for me to do that because at mealtime, like I was saying before, always whine. Wear that right before a meal. Give her at least a level 3 to, get her to stop, and then feed her afterwards. So for me, it's as important as the nick, that negative pressure, is to give her positive feedback, in relatively short order after that negative reinforcement. So like if we've been out in the yard and what are you gonna do? You're gonna go after that chicken? So if we've been out in the yard and she does something I don't want her to, specifically, like eat this grain, she's been loving it. You eat any of that now, bam. No. Good. I should find a stick. I should have brought the bumper with. We've been playing fetch. Should have done that. Here we go. Here's this little stick in the yard. Violet, back. Ran right by it. Okay, anyway, she's happy. Got that tail wagging. But I don't want her to eat that grain. Oh, maybe I'll find a turd of hers here, but they're just been full of grain. So this was I walked over here to show grain bin has been leaking a little bit. She's been over here just eating as much of this as she can, and I've had to clean the kennel a couple of times because her turds have just been full of grain, haven't they? And I don't like that. Yeah, that's unacceptable, isn't it? Oh yeah. Oh, there are some other videos that I just recommend. I mean, the way Bill Hillman uses the e-collar in his retrieving videos is good. I don't exactly follow as he prescribes. I mean, there are others. There are dozens, scores maybe even, of people out there on the internet and professional trainers who all have a method on how to use the e-collar. And I'm not going to say that mine's the best, but I do know that from experience, especially for these water spaniels, using this as a negative reinforcement tool and giving a strong negative reinforcement is beneficial. It's beneficial in the long run for sure. What do you think about that? Huh? As I was putting Violet away there, I was just thinking about one more thing to mention is how often to wear that e-collar. I mean, she's not wearing it now. I don't want them to wear it. Oh, I hear a little noise coming out of there. I might think about going and putting it back on her. Yep, we're going to do that. Guess I'll just stand here and finish talking. So I heard her whining, put the e-collar back on her, and we'll see if she makes any noise. What I was thinking about as I was putting her away is how often they should wear the e-collar. I would say minimally. That said, starting 3 days ago and up until, at least a week or two, she's going to wear it every time she leaves the kennel. And she's going to have more frequent times out, but for shorter stays. And there is no time in the next couple weeks that I will not have eyes on her. Because basically I'm going to watch if she's over there at that... Oh, there she is. Heard 2 whines, and now we'll see if she does it again. Actually, as soon as I'm done, I'm going to let her out. We'll play a little bit of fetch, and then I'll put her back in. But with that e-collar, she is going to learn very, very quickly that if she's wearing it, I'm watching her, she's going to behave better. And then as soon as I take it off, well, she's free to behave the way she wants to again. So, in order to be consistent and develop true, meaningful, long-lasting behavioral patterns, every time for a couple weeks. So if you're going to start doing this, if you're going to start using the e-collar as a negative reinforcement tool, you have to be consistent. And you have to tell yourself that you're going to take extra effort for as long as it takes. It shouldn't take more than a couple weeks. But maybe a month to change that puppy's mindset. And I want to do it as a puppy because, like Sage, I don't have to... I did it this way with Sage. She doesn't really have to wear an e-collar anymore, ever. Ruby, I was afraid to use pressure on her. And like when we go hunting, I still put an e-collar on Ruby because sometimes she doesn't want to listen. And she has to. Okay. Yeah, with that. Hope that was helpful. Have a good one.